Have you ever wondered why currencies like dollar, euro, or pound go up and down? It's because these markets react to real life stuff like jobs, interest rates, inflation, and politics. So the analysis of these things is what is called fundamental analysis. So in this video, I would like to break it down to you in simple ways on how you can easily understand fundamental analysis. My name is SwissCJ-Fx, and I'm here to make forex trading look so simple to you. So okay, so let's keep it real. The word fundamental analysis is just a fancy word of saying we try to understand how the world works. Then using that knowledge, we try to use it to determine or to guess if the currency of that country will go up or is going to come down. So one of the things we look at when we're analyzing Forex using fundamental analysis is we look at how strong is the economy of a country. Then we look at if there's any war or peace in that country. Then we look at if there's inflation in that country, meaning that is the country inflation rate, is it high or is it low? They also look at the employment rate also. How often do they employ or do they sack people, right? So these are things we look at. And you must always remember one thing is that fundamentals tells us the story behind the movement of a cool way to think about it. For instance, say currency has a report card of a nation, right? So I say it again. See currency has the report card of a country. For instance, you have a father, and the father has two sons. One of his sons does well academically, while the other son is very poor academically. Now, if the father is to invest money in one of the sons to go and further his education, who do you think the father is going to pick? Of course, we all know it's the intelligent one. It's the same with investors to currencies relationship. For instance, if a country is doing well by growing jobs, having stable prices in their goods and services, and having good leadership, this means strong economy to an investor, which in turn will make a lot of investors come into the country to invest their money. But in a country where there's so much chaos, wars, high inflation, corruption, and so many evil things that happens in that country, this denotes the economy of that country is poor, which in turn will make investors to run away, right? So this is what you should have in mind, is that currency is as strong as the economy behind it, right? So I'm going to give two instances. Let's just say in Nigeria now. In Nigeria, economy is booming, like there's jobs everywhere, the economy is growing and tech booming, right? Definitely, you expect that the currency of Nigeria will actually go up, right? That is just pretty simple. But when you just see that, the economy is going down, there's so much corruption, the value of naira will naturally deplete. Another real life example I can give is, for instance, assuming you are outside the United States and you want to, shop online or from your favorite store, and later that day in the US, it was released. There was a news that was released on the central bank that their interest rate has increased. You know what's going to happen, right? Investors will see that as an opportunity. They want to come and invest their money, which will make the US dollar value stronger than it was before. So because of this, the prices of goods you want to buy from your own currency is going to go up. Right? So you're going to spend more buying what you wanted to buy than previously when the interest rate was lower than what. So in quotes, when a country raises interest rates, its currency becomes more attractive. It becomes appealing. Investors want to come in and invest. So when we talk about the use of fundamental analysis to analyze our charts, what do we look out for? We look out for these things. We look out for number one, job reports. So this talks about the rate at which companies in a country fire or hire, employees. They will not talk about the inflation. So this has to do with how things become more expensive, in that country. They will not talk about the interest rate. Is the bank giving a good interest rate or not? They will not talk about the news events. They talk about in the country, are they safe? Do they have any political crisis? But the next one is GDP. How productive is the country? So this information tells us or tells investors how safe their money is when they invest in that country. This is why the forex market react very crazy when news come out, because that's what most fundamental analysts use. Because when the news comes out, the fundamental analysis, they know where the market is going to go and they move towards that direction. So the next question is, why should I understand fundamental analysis? Many people just say, I use technical analysis, or you may just be like, oh, well, I'm studying medicine, I'm studying a course that has nothing to do with finance. Why do I care? Right? That's what you may be thinking, but this is very important because currencies is part of our life. Whether locally or internationally, one way or the other, you must be involved in forex. If your parents send you to go and study abroad, what is going to come in? Like when you shop online, what is going to come in? Anytime there's an exchange of values or services from one country to the other, forex must occur. Right? So understanding money means understanding power. So when you get into forex trading, fundamental tells you why. The chart shows you when it actually happened. So every time you see the chart move, the reason why it moves, fundamental analysis is actually going to let you know that. So the next thing to ask is, how do I start trading fundamental analysis? You don't need to memorize economic textbook. All you just need to do is just as simple as watching the news, looking at headlines, and try to think like an economist. With this news headline, will the currency go up or will it come down? For instance, if the employment rate in a country, there's a report or there's a news that the US employment rate is actually high, definitely you'll be like, this means that the economy is going to go up. Or you say that there's war in Russia, you know that, investors will kind of pull away from investing in Russia and go and invest in something safe, right? So it's just the bottom line that for every candle move, there is a cause, and that cause is the fundamentals. Once you understand the fundamentals, you're going to understand every other thing that happens in the chart. So the next time you hear someone say, I trade fundamentals, you will know that he's using real life events to trade, to place his forex trade. So begin to watch news, get interested in watching news, think like economists, analyze the impact of news in their currency. And always remember that every currency trade is just as a reflection of a country's report. So if this video was very helpful to you, I would like you to like this video and hit the subscribe button, comment down below, and you can also comment the kind of video you want to shoot for you. So see you next time. Take care.